Hello students, I welcome you all to our online class. In this class, we will see food and digestion, different types of nutrients present in the food and how digestion process takes place in our body, and next some tips for proper digestion and preparation of food and how to preserve the food. We will see all this in this lesson. So, let us get started with the nutrients in food. Generally, why do we take food? Is obviously to get energy from the food. We get energy from the food, with that we can perform our day-to-day activities well. Okay, what are the nutrients that are present in the food? Are same nutrients present in all the foods? No. Different nutrients are present in different food items. For example, if you take the potato, carbohydrates are more in potato, and if you take the rice, carbohydrates are more in rice. If you take vegetables and fruits, vitamins are high in quantity. So, though all nutrients are present in the one food item, but the particular one nutrient will be high in quantity, just like how I said right now. So, nutrients in food, what are some important nutrients that we get regularly from the food? Carbohydrates, proteins, yes, vitamins, fats, minerals, roughages, we get all these from the food. If you take the carbohydrates, we get energy from the carbohydrates. Not only just carbohydrates, fats also give us energy. But remember one important, fats give more energy than carbohydrates. And do you know that when we need a little of fats, and when we take these fats excessively, they store in our body and we will use this energy from the fats later. Okay. As I said that these fats give us energy, and not only just energy, we get heat from these fats also. Actually, these fats, they provide heat more than the energy. What is the temperature of our body? 37 degrees Celsius. Yes, the normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius and 98.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So, we can express in degrees Celsius or in degrees Fahrenheit. So, our body needs a particular temperature to perform our internal organs properly. So, we can get that heat or temperature from fats like food items. Okay, as we have seen carbohydrates, and as I said carbohydrates and fats, these are energy giving foods. We get energy from the carbohydrates and from fats also. And now let us see protective foods and bodybuilding foods. Which substances are called as bodybuilding foods? For example, if you take milk, boiled eggs, meat, then we will get proteins. What is the use of proteins in our body? Is these proteins, they repair if we have any problems in our body, and not only that, they helps to grow. So, that is why we call these proteins as bodybuilding foods. Especially children, they need proteins. So, without proteins, you cannot grow properly, you cannot grow healthy. So, we need to get the energy, we need carbohydrates and fats, and to get healthy body, we need proteins. So, these proteins are called as bodybuilding foods. And not only this, there are some other nutrients which are very, very important to our body. What are they? Vitamins and minerals. What is the use of these vitamins and minerals? Though they are called as micronutrients, micronutrients means we need a less amount of these vitamins and minerals. Where do we get vitamins and minerals? For example, fresh fruits, vegetables. From these we can get vitamins. So, these micronutrients, they help to macronutrients to produce energy. As I said, carbohydrates and fats, they give us energy, and these vitamins and minerals, they help carbohydrates and fats to produce energy in our body. Okay. So, not only that, if we are sick, okay, if we are ill, then these vitamins and minerals help us to protect us from other diseases. Vitamins are so many types. For example, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and some other types are also there. So, if we are lack of any vitamins, we will get some diseases regarding lack of these vitamins. For example, if we are lack of vitamin A, then what happens? Our vision will not be in a proper way. Yes. For example, if you take C vitamin, then our immunity power will not grow, will not improve in a proper way. So, when you take vitamin C, citrus fruits, then your immunity power builds. What is the use of this immunity power? Already you have known that in nowadays, the pandemic, how we are facing that. How can we protect us from the pandemic virus? Simply to build ourselves immunity power. So, when we have a great immunity power in our body, then we can protect us from the virus. And how we can get this immunity power? From the fresh fruits, vegetables, and the food substances that contain all these nutrients. What are these nutrients? Nutrients which help us to grow. Generally we get from the different food substances. So, fruits, vegetables, meat, fish, liver, milk, these all are rich in vitamins and minerals. So, when we take this properly, then we can protect ourselves from the different minor diseases. So, that is the reason we call vitamins and minerals as protective foods. What is that? Protective foods. Vitamins and minerals. Okay, we have seen that some important nutrients that we need in our day-to-day life, and apart from this, there is some other food substance that we eat, but still we cannot digest it. Do you know what is that? Yes, its name is roughage, or we can also call it as dietary fibers. Where do we get these roughages? What is the importance of roughage in our body? If we cannot digest this roughage, then why should we take this roughage? Yes, we get this roughage from the fruits, especially just like mango, banana, from different cereals also. So, what is the importance of this roughage? Yes, we cannot digest it, but still it helps to just take out waste from our body. Yes, for example, we can see the constipation. Yes, some elder people, they face this constipation problem. We can prevent that constipation with this roughage. When we take roughage excessively, we can prevent constipation. In some elder people, they feel uncomfortable. They do not attend the nature call every day. For that people, these roughages will help them to attend the nature call every day. Yes. And we have seen all the nutrients. What is balanced diet? A balanced diet is nothing but the food which contains all the nutrients in it. For example, enough energy from carbohydrates and a little fat. We get energy from the carbohydrates and little fat. So, we have to take carbohydrates and little fat, and we get proteins from for the bodybuilding and repair of our body, and enough vitamins and mineral salts to help us grow properly and keep healthy, and not only that, water and refuges. So all these are important to stay healthy, to grow properly. Yes. So we call the food which contains all these nutrients present in it, that is balanced diet. Do you know what is the difference between the complete food and balanced diet? Complete food means a food substance which contains all the nutrients, but balanced diet means some different food substance make the diet balanced one. All carbohydrates are present in the diet, proteins are present in the diet, vitamins are present in the diet, minerals are present in the diet, refuges are present in the diet, and water also. So if all these nutrients are present in our diet, that means we are taking balanced diet. If you are taking regularly balanced diet, then you can stay healthy and you can grow properly. So nutrients over and the balanced diet is also over. What happens after taking food in our body? How this digestion process goes in our body? What are the organs that helps in the digestion of the food? Generally, this digestion process starts from our mouth. First we take the food, then we chew it, and then after we swallow the food. Remember, whenever you eat the food, chew that food properly. If you don't chew that food properly, it just directly swallows, it gets into the stomach, and the stomach, it will face a little bit difficult or problem to digest that food. You have to make that food into liquid form. Okay? So with that you can swallow easily and the digestion process also become easy one. So that's why whenever we eat the meal, we have to chew that food completely, and you have to make that food partial liquid. So after that we use our tongue to just swallow that food. What happens after swallowing the food? It gets into our body through the food pipe and it reaches the stomach. What is the importance of stomach? What it does? Stomach is a muscular bag where food comes and the stomach releases some enzymes to make that food into simpler substances. Why do we need to make this food into simpler substances? The reason is that we cannot get energy directly from the food. As I said earlier, for example, if you take the plants, they cannot get nutrients directly from the soil. They can get nutrients only through the water, where nutrients are dissolved in the water. From the soil, nutrients are dissolved in the water. From the water, plants absorb the nutrients. In the same way, we cannot obtain the nutrients from the food directly. So for that process, our internal organs, they make that food into simpler substances, and then after we'll get energy from that. So different enzymes and digestive juices also involves in this digestion process. After that stomach, what happens? It reaches to the small intestine. Almost when it reaches the small intestine, it is completely a small particles of food. It becomes a very simpler substances. And in small intestine, there will be a small sized particles which absorb nutrients from the food, and they transport that nutrients to the into the blood, and that blood transport that nutrients to every cell of our body. So in this way we get energy from the food, and blood, stomach, food pipe, mouth, tongue, small intestine, large intestine, they all involves in the digestion process. So from the small intestine, energy comes from that food and it transported to the all cells in our body. We do not get energy from whole food. For example, if you have eaten a meal, after having a meal, we do not get energy from the every simple substance of that food. There will be some wastage in that food. Then that wastage transported to the large intestine, and from the large intestine you can see picture clearly in the 11th page, human digestive system very clearly, okay. And in that, after that waste that is stored in the large intestine and that is pushed out of the body through anus. So this is the digestion process, the different organs that involves in this digestion process. And what makes the digestion easy for our stomach? As I said, when you chew the food properly, then digestion becomes a easy one. And not only that, we can make it more effective, very easier task to the stomach to digest the food. We have to just follow some tips. What are those? For example, before the meal we have to take proper water, okay, and don't overeat. Especially if you divide the stomach in 4 parts, in that 4 parts, one part should be water and the another second part should be air, and the another 3 and 4 can be taken as food. So that means half of the stomach can be taken as food. We can take the food, half of the stomach, but the remaining 2 parts, one part should be water and another part should be air. Air means nothing but it should be empty. So when stomach is free, that stomach it contracts and it relaxes and it releases enzymes on the food and it makes simple substances, and the digestion process becomes easy for that if we follow these. And not only that, remember we should eat healthy food and not junk food. What is this junk food? For example, samosa, burger, pizza, cold drinks, these all are junk food. If we eat this junk food, this can damage our digestive system. To make our digestive system healthy, to keep it healthy, we have to eat only healthy food. So this is one of that. And after taking meal, don't forget to clean your mouth, because if you don't clean your mouth, then bacteria they will produce acid in our mouth. So that's why clean your mouth before and after the meal. And after taking the meal, don't drink water immediately. Some people they drink water immediately. We should not drink water immediately. You can take just 1 hour simple in a small quantity of water, but after half an hour or 40 minutes, your food will digest at least some part of the food. After that, you can take plenty of water. When you take the plenty of water, that water also helps in the digestion process. So these are some tips that we can use to keep our digestive system healthy. Let's repeat what are those tips. First one, we have to eat at fixed hours, every day, every time, same time. For example, if you are taking supper at 8 o'clock, then take 8 o'clock every day. This keeps our digestive system healthy. This keeps our digestive system will habituate with that time. It works very well in such case. And chew your food well before swallowing, and do not overeat. As I said, water, empty, these should be important. And eat a healthy balanced diet and clean your mouth before and after meal and drink plenty of water. So these tips will help you to keep your digestive system healthy. And preparing food. So all the food items, they do not have the same taste. It depends on the preparation of the food. Do idlis and rice, do they have same taste? No. The reason is the food ingredients in the preparation of idli, the food ingredients in the preparation of puri, the food ingredients in the preparation of chicken biryani, they are different. When the food ingredients are different, then taste also different. And not only just food ingredients, the preparation methods also different. We can use the same rice to prepare different recipes. We can make it biryani, yes, and we can make it simple boiled rice. So in this way we can use the same food ingredient and we can make different recipes with that. So methods of preparation, let's see that. Generally puris are fried and idlis are steamed and we boil the rice. So and preparation of cake, that is also different process. So in this way different food items we use different preparation of methods. And let's see preserving of the food. We have seen that is importance of the food, how do we get nutrients from the food, and tips for the proper digestion. And now preserving the food, what are the materials that can be used to preserve the food. For example, salt. Salt is called as a preservative. We can use this as a preservative to preserve the food for long time. And the process of treating food in a way that preserves its value for a long time is called as preservation. Let's see some methods of preservation. For example, drying. In this drying process we can use methi, pudina, coriander, cauliflower, amla and raw mangoes. These can be dried in this process. And next, refrigeration. Refrigeration, we can keep curries, vegetables, fruits in the refrigerator. What happens when we keep in the refrigerator? The cool atmosphere that keeps healthy. The reason is that microbes, they cannot stay in the cool temperature. If the temperature is very cool, they cannot survive in that. So that's why microbes, they cannot attack the food, so it can be lost longer. So refrigeration, this is also one of the preservation method. And next, salting. If you observe pickles, curries, pickles can last for long time, but not curries. Curries spoil very quickly. What is the reason? In the pickles we use excessively salt. So when you use salt excessively, as I said earlier, salt is a preservative, so it preserves the food for long time. So that's why pickles can last for the long time. And next, adding sugar, some dry fruits, and these can be stored in the honey also, in the sugar also. Dry fruits, badam, almond, cashew nuts and kismis, these can be preserved in the honey. And let's see the last method of preservation, that is pasteurization. What is this process of pasteurization? This was discovered by the Louis Pasteur. This method is to preserve the milk. How do we preserve the milk in this method? First, we'll heat the milk. When you heat the milk, the bacteria or whatever microbes present in the milk, they will die. They will not be active. And then after, immediately we cool the milk and we store in a packet. So with that, what happens? Microbes, they cannot enter again in that packet. So with that, we can preserve the milk for a long time. And even in nowadays, you can see the milk packets, in that clearly mentioned on the top of that, pasteurized milk, toned milk. So these are some preserving methods. So by using these methods, we can preserve the milk also for long time. So let's recall what we have learned in this class. They are different types of nutrients present in the food and the different functions of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, water, roughages. Okay, how digestion takes place in our body, what are the organs involved in this, and how to keep our digestive system healthy, and preparation of food. And after, we have seen some preservatives and how to preserve the food and the importance of preservation of food. And in our next lesson, we'll see about the teeth and microbes. So till then, bye, thank you.